Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
You're listening to House of Cards.
Today, the game is different.
I want to gamble. Gambling is a very serious business. Is that clear?
Welcome to House of Cards. Dave Weishuttle with you here, deep from the swamps of Jersey. We got a great show coming up for you. Gambling has been around since this country has started, and women have played an important role in the growth of the gambling industry. And now a new book has documented the role women have played in the gambling business of this country. It's called That Expletive Broad, and it's written by gaming attorney Jennifer Gaynor. Coming up, we're going to talk with Jennifer about the early female pioneers of gambling in this country all the way up to the present day. It's an incredible book about the women in the world of gambling and casinos. So stick around. We'll be right back with House of Cards. Sign up at jackpot.com and you can bet on the world's best lotteries where the biggest jackpots are up for grabs. Powerball, Mega Millions, some of the biggest lotteries can be found at jackpot.com. Simply choose your lotto game, pick your numbers, or use their quick pick feature, and you're done. Sign up at jackpot.com with code DRAW24 and get a free lottery ticket with your first deposit. Jackpot.com, it's the world of lotto in your hand. Terms and conditions apply. You must be at least 18 years old and in the United States to play. Void where prohibited. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Hey, Dave Weishuttle from House of Cards. I just got my Dugout mug delivered, and I am loving it. Dugout mugs are mugs made out of baseball bats, and they are officially licensed by Major League Baseball so you can get your favorite baseball team's logo on your mug. Just think of it, enjoying your favorite drink while watching your favorite baseball team with your team's logo on your mug made from a baseball bat. They can even make customized mugs. Check out the mug they made for House of Cards. I mean, just look at that. That looks awesome. I've never seen anything like them. If you go to dugoutmugs.com, you'll find out they even make more things than mugs. They have baseball board games, grilling equipment made from baseball bats. They even have a section for gifts for under $30. Head on over to dugoutmugs.com because if you're a baseball fan or need a gift for a baseball fan, you have to check out Dugout Mugs. And use our promo code PIKE at checkout to get 20% off your purchase price. That's promo code PIKE, P-I-K-E. Also, free shipping with orders over $99. You can't beat that. DugoutMugs.com. That's my go-to place if I need a gift for a baseball fan. Well, if you excuse me now, the game is about to go on, and the wind is just right for drinking. Hey, this is Dave Weishuttle from House of Cards with your House of Cards gaming report for the week of November 10th, 2025. MGM Grand has unveiled a groundbreaking online gaming platform called Live from Vegas. The platform allows players worldwide to experience Las Vegas casino games like blackjack, baccarat, roulette, as well as a betting version of Family Feud, and can even see hotel guests walking around behind the dealers. Regulatory issues currently prevent the platform from being offered to players in the United States, but MGM hopes that these barriers will eventually be overcome. Caesars Entertainment and AGS launched Kingdom of Horus and Reign of Anubis, both in person and online. These brand new games can be played online in New Jersey, Michigan, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, and Ontario, and on the casino floor in Atlantic City at Caesars Atlantic City, Harrah's Atlantic City, and Tropicana Atlantic City. And finally, BetMGM announced an extension of its partnership with the Pittsburgh Steelers through the 2029 season. The agreement designates BetMGM as an official sports betting, online, and gaming partner for the team. The extension introduces new fan-focused experiences and continues the popular decade of black and gold sweepstakes each year of the partnership. Have any news or tips regarding casinos, gaming, or legislation? Send us an email at newsroom@houseofcardsradio.com and follow us on X at HOC Radio.
You're listening to the House of Cards.
Lose track of time in those casinos. There's no windows, there's no clocks, and you never walk away from the table when you're on a heater.
Welcome back to House of Cards. Dave Weishuttle with you. Gambling has been a part of this country since it was founded, and women have played a crucial role in the growth of gambling. A great new book has documented the stories of some of these incredible women that broke barriers and helped shape the gambling business today. The book is titled That Expletive Broad, and I want to talk to the author right now, gaming attorney Jennifer Gaynor. Jennifer, thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me, Dave.
I got to tell you, first, I love the title of your book, That Expletive Broad. How did that become the title of your book?
That's actually one of my favorite stories about the book. So as I was researching the various women that I was going to feature in the book, one of them, named Deborah Nutton, she was one of the first women to be a crap dealer on the Las Vegas Strip. And at a very early age, she became a pit boss at a strip casino, and some of the gentlemen that she worked with were less than thrilled that she was there. And so they would refer to her as that blank broad, something that, for a while was a bit of a challenge for her. She actually hid in the ladies' room during, break times to avoid seeing these men in the break room. But eventually she went on, like I said, to become a very young pit boss. And then she went on to be, a top executive for MGM and the Wynn, and had a stunning career in the gaming industry.
I've never read a book like this, and it was so great to read about the women in gambling. I mean, what inspired you to write this book?
Well, as you know, I've been a gaming attorney here in Las Vegas for more than 15 years. And, year after year, you go to the gaming conferences. I know you've been there.
Sure.
And you see lots of what we call manels. And that's, panels consisting mostly of men. Mm-hmm. And so I was at a gaming conference a couple of years ago, and, I was flipping through, looking at what our panels would be that day, and I saw manel after manel, and, it was a little bit disheartening. But then I looked around the room and I saw some amazing women in gaming, women like Sandra Douglas Morgan, who was then the chair of the Nevada Gaming Control Board, my good friend Ellen Whittemore, who is now general counsel at the Wynn. And I realized there was a lot of kick-ass women in that room. And there had been throughout the history of gaming, and I really wanted to make sure that their stories were told and shared.
I think it's great how you organized your book, too. You took us from the early days of gambling through corporate America, and then with the women who worked in government and regulation. I especially love the story of the women in the early days of gambling, because I have to admit, when I think of the Wild West and the card rooms west of the Mississippi, I really don't think of women in the gambling business. But there were several. I mean, for example, you have the story of Lottie Deno, who was incredibly interesting. Can you tell us a little bit about Lottie and some of the other women who were literally the real pioneers of women in gambling in this country?
Yeah, Lottie Deno, she was a great story. So she was, she had a very privileged childhood upbringing. Her father was a plantation owner, and he also raised race horses. But he had two daughters. He had no sons. So when he went on business trips, he would take Lottie with him often. And he was a gambler, so he would take her with him to the casinos in New Orleans, New York, even over in Europe. And along the way, he taught her how to play. So she actually, at a very young age, as a teenager, became a bit of a card shark. And this actually came in super handy for her when her father unfortunately perished. He was fighting in the Civil War, and he actually died, I think, in the first battle he fought in. So that left her mother with two daughters and a plantation to run at a time when it was hard to, find men to come in and work on their plantation. So her family sent her off to the city, to Detroit, hoping that where they had family friends, hoping that she could find a man to marry who she could then bring back and could run the plantation for the family. But of course, that's not what Lottie did. She went to Detroit. She went on the party circuit, and then she started gambling at card rooms and playing poker, and realized that she could make a lot of money doing that. Actually, enough money that she was able to support her mother and her sister with the proceeds she won from gambling. And then she went on to, have a very stellar career in the gambling industry.
Another part of the book I found really enlightening, because I've really never thought of it that way, were the women who actually owned casinos. And one of those inspirational stories you document was the incredible life of Sarah Ann Knight Preddy. I mean, tell us a little bit about her, because she impacted Las Vegas, she impacted the gambling business, and she was really influential even outside of the gambling business.
She was. Sarah Ann Knight Preddy, she's a very inspirational figure here in Las Vegas, especially in the African-American community. You know, she started off as the dealer in the card rooms in the segregated west side of Las Vegas. And I actually really enjoyed getting the opportunity to write about the west side and how Las Vegas, you know, once upon a time was segregated. So you would have, you know, famous African Americans who could perform on the Strip, but they couldn't stay in the Strip casinos. So there was actually a really active after-party nightlife on the west side where a lot of these performers, you know, African American and white alike, would come and spend their time after hours, you know, gambling in the casinos and the gaming parlors on the west side.
Okay, hold that thought. We're going to take a quick break. See you on the other side.
It's finally here, and we're so excited to show you this brand new addition to the Krimpit family, the Krimpit Wrap. Start enjoying wraps like you've never seen them before. No more contents falling out while you eat. Create these perfectly sealed, beautiful parcels and then heat them in your air fryer, oven, grill, pan fry, or even enjoy them cold. You can make burritos, calzones, enchiladas, pasties. The list is endless. You're only limited by your imagination. Simply place a wrap in the Krimpit device, add your ingredients, microwave for 20 seconds, fold it over, and crimp your snack into a perfectly sealed bundle of joy. Then it's time to heat it up any way you like. There you have it, a delicious snack like you've never seen before.
Rated in the best hearing aids of 2024, the Audien Adam 2 series offers superior sound quality and functionality for a fraction of the price. For just $189 a pair, the Adam 2 features 4 different hearing modes for all types of hearing loss. It packs crystal clear sound, a nearly invisible design, and is even rechargeable.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids. They're so comfortable, I forget I'm wearing them. And the sound is amazing.
The Adam Pro 2 is our smallest hearing aid yet, featuring advanced background noise cancellation and is the world's first hearing aid with built-in UV cleaning that kills 99% of bacteria.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed without seeing a doctor or having a hearing test.
Join over 500,000 happy customers today and get the hearing you deserve.
Call 1-800-457-0924 or go to audienhearing.com to get your pair of Audien hearing aids starting at just $189.
Sometimes life is wonderful, and sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's challenges. At Private Healthcare, we provide the peace of mind you deserve. With Private Healthcare, you'll get the coverage you want and healthcare you need. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private Healthcare is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental, vision, and even prescription coverage. When life comes at you unexpectedly, you need to be ready. And health insurance is your financial safety net. Health insurance has never been so easy and affordable. If you're looking for health coverage at the best price and your annual household income is $35,000 or more, give us a call at 800-733-6860. 800-733-6860.
You're listening to House of Cards.
Where was the house? Where was the House of Cards?
Welcome back to House of Cards. Dave Weishuttle with you here. House of Cards is brought to you by BetMGM Casino. Play your favorite casino games at BetMGM Online Casino. Go to BetMGM Casino, create an account using our promo code Turnpike, and become a verified player. New players get $25 free when signing up, plus a first deposit bonus up to $1,000. That's promo code Turnpike at BetMGM.com for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000 plus $25 free. Must be 21 years or older to place a bet. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. For those of you just joining us, I am talking with gaming attorney and author of That Expletive Broad, Jennifer Gaynor. Sorry about that. Radio has to do its business, you know. Why don't you continue what you were saying before the break?
But anyway, that's where she started off working in the gaming industry, because it was a very difficult time for her as a Black woman to find, you know, a career elsewhere in Las Vegas where it was segregated. And she went on to become the first woman to get a gaming license in the state of Nevada. And, you know, she took that experience and she became involved with the NAACP and, you know, civil rights groups in Las Vegas and across Nevada. And she did a lot to advance African-American people. You know, for one, she ran for office. You know, she was the first female African-American to win a primary running for city council in Las Vegas. She ended up not winning. She went out of politics, decided it wasn't for her, and she went back to, you know, what she knew, which was gaming and running other businesses. You know, she was quite an entrepreneur and quite an inspiration for many.
You know, I found that aspect incredibly interesting. I was wondering, I mean, was it just the prejudice of Nevada at that time to keep her away from certain areas of the gaming business, or was it the laws of Nevada really keeping the women, especially Sarah Ann, down? Because, you know, she wasn't allowed to work certain places, yet she was allowed to have a casino license, and she owned a casino. What was going on there?
Well, that was in northern Nevada, you know, versus in Las Vegas, where there were various rules and ordinances. You know, for example, they after she had become a dealer, they came up with an ordinance, you know, prohibiting women from being dealers in strip casinos in the city of Las Vegas. And, you know, that was, I think, prompted because a lot of, you know, women at the time, they saw their men going off to casinos and gambling. And if there were female dealers, they were afraid they would lead the men astray and tempt them to gamble even more and perhaps cheat on them. So, you know, women as dealers, women in the casinos working, you know, were very much frowned upon by society. So that was something that she had to overcome, in addition to, you know, the general segregation of Las Vegas at the time.
It seems that one of the areas in the casino and gambling business that women are underrepresented is at the executive level, but there are women who did achieve incredible success at the executive level. I mean, one of the women I was thinking of, and you documented in the book, was Virginia McDowell. Tell us a little something about her and the other women that have reached very successful levels in the gambling business at the executive level.
Yeah, and a lot of times, you know, one thing I found interesting while I was writing this book was, you know, I think in a lot of cases it was never an intention, you know, to become an executive in the gaming industry. You know, Virginia McDowell, for example, she started off, you know, as a journalism student, working in radio and television. But then she saw that gaming was introduced in, you know, your hometown, New Jersey, and wanted to get involved in the industry at the very beginning. So she sent out, because she had become an expert in marketing and, you know, TV and radio, and that was her major in college, was journalism. She was attracted to marketing directors at gaming properties, I believe it was the Tropicana, and they hired her to do marketing, and that's how she got into the gaming industry. But she ended up meeting some men along the way who were really mentors to her and taught her a lot about the actual operational side of gaming. And brought her along. You know, one of the first major things she did was taking over a struggling gaming company, Argosy Gaming, and turning it around. And I think one of the ways she was able to do that was she had a very hands-on approach. So she would go down to the casino floor. She would talk to customers. She would, you know, be very interested in what they liked, what they didn't like, what they wanted to see, and found ways to really make it a better experience for customers. and thus made, casinos more successful. And someone who knew her from her time at Argosy, when the Isle of Capri CEO position became available, really lobbied for her to be interviewed for the position because they knew what a great job she could do. And that's how that came to be about.
I was reading That Expletive Broad, your great book, here in New Jersey at the perfect time, I think, because the big story that broke about a month and a half ago was that Caesars Entertainment named Jacqueline Gray Senior Vice President and General Manager of the Tropicana Casino in Atlantic City. Now, with that hire, it means that 4 of the 9 Atlantic City casinos were run by women, the other 3 being Melanie Johnson at the Borgata, Terry Glabaki at Ocean Resort, and Carrie Hall at Bally's. And that really made me think, because I was reading that section when I saw the news story break, and I was thinking, I was like, is New Jersey doing well in comparison to other states that have casinos? In your opinion, is that ratio or percentage keeping pace with other gaming markets across the country?
Oh, certainly. I think that's, great strides being made in New Jersey right now. But, this time with the pandemic, it's actually been a very challenging time for women in the workforce generally, in the gaming industry in particular, where, gaming and hospitality is one of the industries that was very hard hit by the pandemic. And you look at some of the news stories coming out, talking about how this is having a outsized impact on women, that they're, leaving the workforce at, 4 times the rate that men are. So this makes it a very important time for women to be having these executive roles in the gaming industry and really keeping a hold of the progress that women have made in the gaming industry, to become these executives. But we also have to be very careful that we don't lose women at all levels of gaming, because, you're not going to be able to have women in these executive roles if you don't have the pipeline at the lower levels leading up to that. So, I think this is a great time for this book and the messages in the book about the importance of women in the gaming industry, and for gaming companies to really pay attention, to make sure they're continuing to feed that pipeline.
Well, I'm curious. You mentioned it. I mean, are there gaming companies right now doing more to promote women and diversity in the workplace, especially at the executive level?
There definitely are, gaming companies that are working very hard to do that. And some of that is, prompted by some of the women in my book, who have become executives and are doing a lot to help women. And the Global Gaming Women organization, I think, has played a very important role in promoting that throughout the years. MGM's always had they took an early stance, and Caesars as well, in making sure that this was a priority for them. You see places like, the Wynn, where, they were kind of in a lot of trouble when it came to, misogyny and how women were treated in that workforce not that long ago, as we all famously know, with the cases against Steve Wynn. And they've had a major turnaround in their representation of women on their board, and putting Ellen Whittemore, choosing her to be the general counsel for the Wynn. So, there's definitely companies in Las Vegas and in the gaming industry that are doing really good things in this area.
I want to ask you about the women who became the regulators who oversee the gambling activity in the state. And the one person I was going to bring up, you actually already brought up, Sandra Douglas Morgan. I found it amazing that a woman with such incredible knowledge of the gaming industry and gaming law, when the governor of Nevada called her up to be chair of the Nevada Gaming Control Board, she thought he was calling her to ask about the retirement of another board member, which I found that an absolutely mind-blowing story. I mean, tell us a little bit about Sandra Douglas Morgan.
She's incredibly smart, incredibly polished, but, one of the most modest people I've ever met. When I actually initially approached her at a Global Gaming Women event to interview her for the book, she was like, "Me? Are you sure?" She's like, "I've only been chair for less than a year. I haven't accomplished that much." And I had to tell her, Sandra, just by virtue of being the chair of the Gaming Control Board, the second female and the first African-American chair of the board, just by being you and being in that position, you've accomplished quite a lot for women in the gaming industry. But yeah, and then when I was interviewing her, she was talking about how, she really preferred getting involved in the operation of being the board chair and the policy of it. And I pointed out how important it was for me personally as a woman in the industry to see her speaking at gaming conferences and, to see her up there as a role model and someone that, women could aspire to be was extremely important. And she said, I really never thought about that, how important it was for me to be there, to be in the room, to be up there speaking. So she said, I'm going to make sure that I focus on doing that a lot more, because throughout her experience, she had women, at the MGM that she worked with, for example, who were inspirational role models and positions and executive positions that she could look up to. And, she brought up the quote, you have to see it to be it. And I think that's very true. Plus, she had a great background, not only in gaming, but she went through what she called trial by fire when she was working as counsel for the city of North Las Vegas, and they were having, one of their worst fiscal crises ever. And she helped, work with the governor, work with the mayor of the city, and shepherding the city through, what was a time of crisis to turn things around and become, a very successful city, put it on a road to success. So, and she's pointed out, after going through that at the city of Las Vegas, that was really my trial by fire. She overcame in her own life and career what is known as imposter syndrome. And I think that's something that women suffer from a lot more than men. And that's, thinking that you're not qualified to be there. You look around, you're like, why am I here? What do I know? Do I know anything? And, going through that experience really helped her to overcome that and have a lot more confidence moving forward, which also helped her to be a great chair.
Okay, hold that thought. We're going to take a quick break. See you on the other side. Sign up at jackpot.com and you can bet on the world's best lotteries where the biggest jackpots are up for grabs. Powerball, Mega Millions, some of the biggest lotteries can be found at jackpot.com. Simply choose your lotto game, pick your numbers, or use their quick pick feature, and you're done. Sign up at jackpot.com with code DRAW24 and get a free lottery ticket with your first deposit. Jackpot.com, it's the world of lotto in your hand. Terms and conditions apply. You must be at least 18 years old and in the United States to play. Void where prohibited. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
In a moment of need, every second counts. So first responders, delivery drivers, and visitors can find your home fast, even in the dark. This is about more than just a number. It's about safety, visibility, and peace of mind. We created a house number that is not only a beacon of safety, but also a work of art. Crafted from durable stainless steel and waterproof acrylic, with efficient, low-voltage LED backlighting, it's uniquely yours. Choose from 6 sizes, 4 fonts, and 6 colors, and match your home's mood with bright, neutral, or warm white halo lighting. Add dusk to dawn, dimming and timing controls for complete command.
Every order includes free worldwide shipping, plus a 2-year warranty on lighted numbers and all powering accessories.
This is the ultimate home upgrade. A perfect blend of style, quality, and function.
Buy yours today.
You're listening to the House of Cards.
Whoa! I think we got a show. Oh, yeah, we got a show. We definitely got a show. Oh, yeah, there's a show. Hey, it's all about ratings, baby, and we got them.
Welcome back to House of Cards. Dave Weishaupt with you here. House of Cards is brought to you by BetMGM Casino. Play your favorite casino games at BetMGM Online Casino. Go to BetMGM Casino, create an account using our promo code Turnpike, and become a verified player. New players get $25 free when signing up, plus a first deposit bonus up to $1,000. That's promo code Turnpike at BetMGM.com for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000 plus $25 free. Must be 21 years or older to place a bet. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. For those of you just joining us, I am talking with gaming attorney and author of That Expletive Broad, Jennifer Gaynor. You know, when we talk about the gambling industry, I mean, there are a bunch of branches within the industry itself. I mean, there's PR, there's player development, there's marketing. Are there areas in the gambling industry itself where women are really underrepresented to a point where companies should really be focusing on that area with regard to employment of women?
Sure, because, you know, if you look at the numbers, and this is something I talk about in my book, you know, where there might be, 38% of women represented at the executive level, but you realize they're siloed into certain categories. For example, you don't see a lot of women on the operational side. You don't see a lot of women on the floor. You don't see a lot of women in IT or security, where you do see a lot of women are areas that are typically thought of as women industries like human resources and marketing. And I point out in the book, for women, for themselves, taking a hold of their careers, one of the things they can do is look for areas where there isn't a lot of representation by women, and ask, their bosses to get them training in that area or to get experience in those areas. And that's something that companies can, really look for and try to encourage as well.
Right now, the gambling industry, certain states are allowing sports betting and online gambling. I mean, certainly we don't have the complete numbers and the research right now with regard to employment demographics. But do you think those are the next areas of gambling that have to be looked at with regard to women and their impact on the sector of the industry?
Well, I think those are, obviously growth areas for the industry. So it's, extremely important for women to be involved there. Sports betting in particular has, long time very much been a man's world.
Yeah.
So, when you see women making strides and being represented there, like my friend Jennifer Roberts is, counsel at the Interactive Gaming over at the Wynn, I think that's very exciting, and you hope to see more of that.
Looking back at the women you documented in your book, That Expletive Broad, throughout history of the gambling in this country, has there been one characteristic that all these women had that allowed them to push forward in what was once a male-dominated industry? Because I found it very interesting, and you brought this up in the interview, that, they did not set out to finally end up do what they're doing. I mean, a lot of the women and most of the women didn't think, hey, I'm going to own a casino. But what characteristic pushed them forward?
I think in most cases it's a few things, but one of it is they were all extremely hardworking. They were willing to put in the hours and the time. I think Claudine Williams, who was a high school dropout, who ended up becoming the owner and operator of a Las Vegas strip casino. That's not a path you would ever seen happening. But she worked really hard. She was very persistent. She asked for what she wanted. For example, when she was a teenager, she convinced the owner at a nearby, gaming parlor that had opened up to hire her, and said that she had experience with dealing dice, which she didn't really, but he bought it and brought her on, and she became the first female dealer at that club. And that's something she did throughout her career. Is she wasn't afraid to ask for what she wanted. She worked really hard to gain the experience and the knowledge that would make her a valuable asset. So, persistence, curiosity, I think, about the gaming industry and really wanting to do it, love for the game. The early women, Alice Ivers, Lottie Dino, they loved gambling. They loved poker. They loved playing, and they were very successful at it. So, it's love for the game, it's love for the industry, it's persistence, and it's the willingness to be a first in an area, to be the first woman to be a dealer, to be, perhaps not get a great reception from your colleagues. That was very important to many of their success.
Now, you're a very successful woman in the gambling business. What has it meant for you personally to research and write about the women who have come before you in this industry?
Well, first of all, it was incredibly inspiring, because I knew there were great women out there, many of whom I knew personally, from my own experience working in the industry. But to learn about some of the other women who I didn't know about, extremely inspirational for me in writing this book. But also, it's a really great networking tool, I have to say. If there are people that you look up to in the work world and you're not sure how to approach them, if you're going to interview them for an article or a book, that's a great tool. It gets you a conversation, it gets you an introduction, and, I highly recommend it.
Jennifer, we're running out of time, but I certainly want to get your opinion on the current state of the gambling industry with regard to the pandemic. Certainly, it's been one of the most challenging times for the industry. I mean, I got to tell you, as a fellow gaming attorney, I've never before now had to draft a service contract for the cleaning and sanitizing of casino chips, but it's a very weird time. How do you see the gambling? How do you see the gambling industry emerging from this?
I think it's going to emerge stronger than ever. The gambling industry, as you know, over the years has gone through, many different changes and iterations from, kind of the lounges and the card playing that was prevalent, back in the 50s and the early days, to, the onslaught of the large slot floors that really became the moneymaker for casinos in more recent years. And I think we're going to see a change away from that. And, what exactly that will be, I don't know. Will it be esports? Will it be online gaming? Different kinds of experiences that casinos can bring to the table. I think all of it's, really worth exploring. And sports betting, of course, now that PASP has been repealed, that's only going to continue growing across the country. So, I think the gaming industry, it's a dark time now. It's a difficult time now, but I think there's blue skies on the other side of the pandemic.
Jennifer, can you tell people how they can get a copy of your book, That Expletive Broad? And if you have a website or a social media address, you can give that out too.
Sure. You can find me on Facebook at Jennifer Gaynor or LinkedIn at Jennifer Gaynor. And the book is available on Amazon.com and Barnes & Noble. So if you just Google That Expletive Broad, you will be able to find it online.
Jennifer Gaynor, attorney and author of That Expletive Broad. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing the stories of these incredible women of gambling with us. It's an incredible book about the gambling industry. Thank you so much for coming on and talking about it.
Thank you so much for having me, Dave. I appreciate it.
Stick around. We'll be right back with more House of Cards. Hey, this is Dave Weishuttle from House of Cards with your House of Cards gaming report for the week of November 10th, 2025. MGM Grand has unveiled a groundbreaking online gaming platform called Live from Vegas. The platform allows players worldwide to experience Las Vegas casino games like blackjack, baccarat, roulette, as well as a betting version of Family Feud, and can even see hotel guests walking around behind the dealers. Regulatory issues currently prevent the platform from being offered to players in the United States, but MGM hopes that these barriers will eventually be overcome. Caesars Entertainment and AGS launched Kingdom of Horus and Reign of Anubis, both in person and online. These brand new games can be played online in New Jersey, Michigan, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, and Ontario, and on the casino floor in Atlantic City at Caesars Atlantic City, Harrah's Atlantic City, and Tropicana Atlantic City. And finally, BetMGM announced an extension of its partnership with the Pittsburgh Steelers through the 2029 season. The agreement designates BetMGM as an official sports betting, online, and gaming partner for the team. The extension introduces new fan-focused experiences and continues the popular Decade of Black and Gold sweepstakes each year of the partnership. Have any news or tips regarding casinos, gaming, or legislation? Send us an email at newsroom@houseofcardsradio.com and follow us on X at HOC Radio.
Rated in the best hearing aids of 2024, the Audien Adam 2 series offers superior sound quality and functionality for a fraction of the price. For just $189 a pair, the Adam 2 features 4 different hearing modes for all types of hearing loss. It packs crystal clear sound, a nearly invisible design, and is even rechargeable.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids. They're so comfortable, I forget I'm wearing them. And the sound is amazing.
The Adam Pro 2 is our smallest hearing aid yet, featuring advanced background noise cancellation and is the world's first hearing aid with built-in UV cleaning that kills 99% of bacteria.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed without seeing a doctor or having a hearing test.
Join over 500,000 happy customers today and get the hearing you deserve.
Call 1-800-457-0924 or go to audienhearing.com to get your pair of Audien hearing aids starting at just $189.
Sometimes life is wonderful, and sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's challenges. At Private Healthcare, we provide the peace of mind you deserve. With Private Healthcare, you'll get the coverage you want and healthcare you need. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private Healthcare is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental, vision, and even prescription coverage. When life comes at you unexpectedly, you need to be ready. And health insurance is your financial safety net. Health insurance has never been so easy and affordable. If you're looking for health coverage at the best price and your annual household income is $35,000 or more, give us a call at 800-733-6860. 800-733-6860.
It's a casino. People gotta win sometime.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a giant, colorful check to deposit.
Welcome to another edition of Beating the House. I'm Doug Weishuttle here with Dave Weishuttle. We're going to be crisscrossing the country, sometimes the continent, sometimes even the world, talking about the latest jackpots in the casino and lottery industries. If it's $100,000 or more, we will be talking about it on this show. Game releases, announcements, press releases, jackpot announcements, info at turnpikesportsradio.com. This week, we're going to be continuing our Thanksgiving Odyssey.
Okay. Odyssey, really? Okay.
I guess you can call it that. I didn't know how else to phrase it, but we've got a couple more games here. And I'm joking around with the Thanksgiving stuff, but it's Thanksgiving and autumn that we're going to be doing because there are a lot of autumn-themed games out there as well.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, well, Thanksgiving is becoming more popular with the slots, and autumn has always been a big type of game for lottery.
Oh, all right. Yeah. I'm starting to see a lot from the Pennsylvania Lottery.
Yes.
I think their mascot, Gus, the second most famous groundhog in Pennsylvania, is at a tailgate party, I guess.
Really? They're putting him into the football too? Oh, okay.
It's the football kind of thing.
Well, they're expanding
I don't know. I don't
Gus.
know what they were selling or anything, but I just saw Gus at a tailgate. So.
Well, a lot of lotteries do football-related games. I know they, for a while there, they had Monday Night Football. That was one lottery-type game.
Okay.
It was just a football-themed lottery game, E-Instant, that sort of thing. Pennsylvania Lottery is doing a lot of second chance with football themes.
Okay.
So that could be one of the things they're advertising for that. But here we have two games again this week. We've got an online casino and an online lottery.
All right.
We're going to start with the online casino. We're going to Caesars Palace Online Casino.
Okay.
And if you are going to sign up for Caesars Palace Online Casino, be sure and use our promo code Turnpike Launch. You get a $10 bonus upon signing up. You get a first deposit match up to $1,000, 100% up to $1,000. And you get 2,500 rewards credits.
That's great. That's great.
That's the key.
And
That's
you
the
get
key.
to try out the game that you're going to talk about.
Yes.
It's a Thanksgiving-themed game?
This game is More Turkey by Big Time Gaming.
I'm guessing it has. Does it have like a turkey gobble to it, kind of thing, or that kind of sound effect?
It
or what?
has golden roast turkeys as some of the symbols.
Okay.
It's got all the Thanksgiving symbols. This one has a cornucopia, by the way. I know you mentioned last week.
I mentioned that last week. I was
Yes.
trying to figure out what was the name of that thing. I always, we always had that that decoration in grammar school that we had up on the bulletin board. It's a cornucopia,
Yes.
turkeys and cornucopias.
I just remember having to put my hand down on paper and make a turkey out of tracing it and all that. But
there you go.
Here we have...
So it has cornucopias, huh?
Cornucopias.
All right,
It
look at
celebrates Thanksgiving with a fun and engaging gameplay experience.
That's hardcore Thanksgiving when you do the cornucopia.
Oh, yeah. And Big Time Gaming is known for not just good slot games, but really fun-themed games, too,
Okay.
as well. And Big Time has not let you down here with more turkey. You got the players encountering symbols, like I mentioned, the golden roast turkeys. You've got the cornucopia. You got autumnal decorations all over the place.
Autumnal.
Autumnal.
Autumnal. Look at that. That's a good word.
Yes. And you've got free spins gambling that gets you up to 24 free spins. Basically, you win something, and you can actually gamble to get more spins.
Oh, okay.
You know,
That's
it's that
interesting.
sort of extra added feature. We're
Sure.
seeing that a lot more in a lot of
More
slots.
turkey. All right.
And
so, how do you find this stuff? I mean, do they send
I
you?
play 'em.
No, well, I mean, how do you find
This
them
one I
to
got
play
a press
them?
release from.
Oh, you got a press
Yes.
release.
But this
They
isn't
sent you
a
something.
brand new game. This is like
Okay.
a year old. But,
All right.
You know,
Okay.
it's one of those things. They send out these little notices saying, "Hey, try these seasonal games out." Boom, done.
I would guess also you can go to Caesars and they have a search bar, and I
Yes.
guess you can put something like if you want to play a Thanksgiving themed game, I guess you can just put in turkey or Thanksgiving or something
Well,
like that.
like I said last week, the three search terms I've been using: turkey, Thanksgiving. Those are obvious.
Okay.
Gobbler.
See, I wouldn't even know to use the word gobbler. It wouldn't even occur to me to use the word gobbler.
Well, that's what a turkey makes. The sound.
And I guess what did you say? They sent you a press release, so not everyone gets press releases from Caesars.
No,
so,
but
you know, so.
this is a really nice game by Big Time Gaming. Beautiful artwork.
Okay.
Very fast moving. It offers up to, and this was in the press release, 117,649 ways to win.
Wow.
Yes. They also have a mega ways mechanic, which leads into the 117,000 possible combinations to win.
See, Thanksgiving is the day where I do play online casinos, usually, because you're sitting there after you eat or before you eat, or you're waiting around to eat and the football game is on. You might as well put on more turkey on your phone and win some cash.
And this was a very fun game to play.
This sounds like the perfect thing to play on Thanksgiving.
And it's got cascading reels, which means when you win something, they disappear and they fill in with other symbols.
I love stuff like that. I love
it keeps
those,
the game moving.
I love
it's
those
very
bells
fast,
and
too.
whistles
Yes.
and stuff like that.
But a very good way to start off the holiday season.
Oh,
you go Thanksgiving, leads right into Christmas. Big Time Gaming has some Christmas stuff, too. So,
oh, okay.
But that's a really good
So
game.
more turkey by Big Time Gaming.
And this was on Caesars Palace Online Casino. It's also on Horseshoe Online Casino and Caesars Sportsbook and Casino. Caesars.com.
So if you have a Caesars account, chances are
you're going to be able to play more turkey.
Look for more turkey.
Or turkey.
Okay, yeah. Search the word turkey. I'm sure this comes
it'll
out,
pop up.
So.
They give you a whole list of results when you do these search terms.
Okay.
Next up, we've got the Michigan Lottery. And here with the Michigan Lottery, please make sure you sign up with our code LOTTO21. Not only do you get their special sign-up offer, you also get 10 free games of Queen of Diamonds, which is an e-instant on there. So you get an extra added bonus when you use our promo code LOTTO21 when you're signing up at the Michigan Lottery website. Here we have, and one thing I have found out about the lottery games, they don't say who makes them.
Okay.
And it's very interesting that they keep that under wraps, but I guess it could be also in-house sometimes.
Sure,
but
it could be in-house.
This one is Autumn Bucks.
Autumn Bucks. I guess you're talking about changing leaves.
Falling
and stuff
leaves,
like that.
matching symbols. You've got more cascading.
Okay.
This is another
Well,
cascader.
see, I would think, leaves falling down. I guess I'm assuming that's
the
what
leaves
you're
fall when you actually, win something again.
Okay, all
we
right.
talked about this with Spectacular Seasons last week.
All right.
But here we have a cascader. I guess that's how you phrase it, a cascader.
A cascading effect,
yeah.
I guess.
Well, they have cascading wins.
All right.
And you've got multiple ways of getting to bonus features. As a matter of fact, you've got, let's see, you get You got a pumpkin bonus where you pick a lucky pumpkin for a guaranteed win.
All right.
Then you have the autumn tree bonus where you actually get to pick falling leaves and coins coming out of trees. I don't know where the coins come from.
All right.
And then you have extra reveals in a different bonus game where the more they come up on the screen, the more you win.
Okay. All right.
So this is an e-instant. I can't call it a slot because lottery games are not called slots, but they are slots and just, in the basic sense of the word. These are lottery e-instant games. Autumn Bucks. This is kind of a fun game. I played the demo. And since I'm not in Michigan, I played the demo of it. And it was actually very fast-moving, very fun. Good music again, good fall artwork as the background screen. The pumpkins look really cool even though they're not jack-o'-lanterns, they're just regular pumpkins.
Well, it's
really
autumn.
good artwork.
It's autumn.
Really
it's,
good artwork. Really good artwork in this. And again, different bonus features. That's the key. The more bonus features a game has, the more activity you're going to get on it.
So when you're enjoying your pumpkin spice coffee or your pumpkin spice latte, you can enjoy Autumn Bucks.
See, I have to admit, I'm not a pumpkin spice fan. I'm a pumpkin fan. I am not a pumpkin spice.
No, I don't drink that stuff, but it's all over the place now, man. October, November, it's like pumpkin spice everywhere.
But again, I am not a pumpkin spice person. I'm a pumpkin person.
Okay.
But pumpkin spice...
pumpkin pie. I mean, where else can you eat pumpkin?
But pumpkin spice is like potpourri. It's like you're drinking potpourri when you have pumpkin spice coffee. It's a different flavor than pumpkin. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But that's it for the 2 games for Thanksgiving this week. More Turkey by Big Time Gaming at Caesars Palace Online Casino and Autumn Bucks at the Michigan Lottery Online Lottery site. Both games, terms and conditions apply. Problem Gambling 800 Gambler. When you're on Caesars Palace Online, it's 21 and older. But the Michigan Lottery is 18 and older since it's lottery.
Oh, yeah. Same way in New Jersey. It's 18 and older. Yep.
We're going to start off our casino jackpot segment down in Florida.
All right.
As a matter of fact, we don't have that many jackpots or casinos to talk about where we have multiple jackpots at a couple places.
Okay.
And we're going to start off, like I said, in Florida, the Seminole Casino Hotel Immokalee.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
Can I just say, you send me the notes before we start taping about what you're going to be talking about. Immokalee is one of those words that looks incredibly weird spelled out. I mean, it's just Immokalee. I say, wow, okay.
Yep. It takes me a while to figure out some of these.
Well, when I
names.
see my name spelled out, it looks weird too. So it's just certain words just look
not as confusing.
Amazingly. It looks like an eye chart, for God's sake.
Not as confusing as Nemacolin in Pennsylvania.
Immokalee.
But you have Nemacolin in Pennsylvania. That's another one that drives me nuts. That pronunciation. It's Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
But here we are,
Immokalee.
Seminole Casino Hotel Immokalee. Multiple jackpots totaling about $434,000. We're starting off on a Saturday with a player from Naples, Florida, playing the Money Link slot machine $20 bet, $123,550. Very next day, we have a Fort Myers resident visiting the Immokalee Casino, playing a Dragon Link.
Okay.
$5 bet.
Okay.
$165,067.18.
Wow, okay.
And then about 10 days later, we have another Naples resident going to play the Quick Hit Platinum slot machine.
Okay.
Haven't played that one.
I don't know. It's like one of those machines, you know it when you see it, I guess.
I think it's an old-fashioned 3-reeler kind of thing.
Okay.
Not sure. But anyway, we have no word on the bet size, but $146,116.29 jackpot.
What a string of wins at Immokalee.
Seminole casinos kick out everywhere.
I mean, that's great.
But, 3 days, 3 big jackpots.
Yeah.
Leaving Florida, we're going all the way across to Nevada for a couple jackpots here. We've got a couple hotels or a couple casinos with multiple one with a multiple jackpot. We're going to start off with the Strat Hotel Casino and Tower.
All right. We don't have that a lot.
No. As a matter of fact, they just recently changed their name. It used to be the Strat Hotel Casino and Spa.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, here we have the Strat Hotel Casino and Tower now.
All right.
For an Ultimate Texas Hold'em jackpot. Mm-hmm. Now we have...
That's a table game, right?
It's a table game, Ultimate Texas Hold'em. Yep. Now we have the winning hand here was also part of the BSX Triple Diamond Progressive Jackpot feature that's added into Ultimate Texas Hold'em at the Strat. $5 side bet.
Okay. That's where you get all the money.
Yes.
The side bets.
That's where you get it,
Yeah, that's right.
You hit the qualifying hand. It was either a straight or a better. They didn't say which she got here, but she actually triggered the jackpot here, the progressive jackpot, the BSX triple diamond progressive jackpot. And she won $210,742.
Nice.
On a $5 side bet.
Wow, that's great.
No word on what the actual what it would have been without the side bet, but I'm always curious when
you're
see
there,
the side
you're playing
bet.
the game, do
Yeah.
the side bet for God's sake. Live a little.
Well, we're actually going to be crossing back over to our side of the pond here, or our side of the state, the country. We're going back over to Connecticut.
Okay.
Mohegan Sun.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
So, well, before you even talk to me about this, I didn't read it. Like I said, you gave me the notes, but I don't read it. I just follow along with it when you say it. But when we're talking about Mohegan Sun, I guess they are the self-proclaimed hub of what was that slide?
Huff and Puff. Yes.
Is it Huff and Puff?
No.
No Huff and Puff. Okay.
3 jackpots totaling over $550,000. No Huff and Puff in sight.
All right.
But we do have a Wheel of Fortune.
Ah, okay.
That's the other one right there.
That's the Wheel of Fortune, Monopoly, the Buffalo always wins. So,
well, we're going to start off here in Mohegan Sun, overall, Casino of the Sky.
All right.
We have the IGT Wheel of Fortune triple double diamond slot on a $2.50 bet.
Wow, okay.
Paying
that's my speed. I like that.
$202,338.91.
$2.50, huh?
Yep.
That's what paid out. That's great.
Then we have a visitor from New Jersey.
All right.
Not one of us.
No.
Playing on the Ultimate X triple double bonus poker slot machine.
All right.
They were in the Casino of the Sky as well, playing $150 a hand, or a spin, depending on how you want to look at it. $241,200.
Wow.
Next up, we have an Ultimate Firelink Ultra Bank slot machine, paying out $108,386 on a $75 spin.
Okay.
So some good high bets there, too.
Yeah, well, I like the $2.50 one. That was a hell of a payout.
Moving from Connecticut all the way back over to California for our favorite place that has become really kind of commonplace on this show.
Now, we've been doing a lot of Thunder Valley
There you
lately.
go.
Oh, is it Thunder Valley?
Yep.
Okay.
We have a dollar store machine on a $25 bet, kicking out the $177,885 super grand jackpot on the machine.
Wow. Okay.
And now this person went to the casino because he couldn't sleep.
Okay.
So now he's counting
there
money
you
to
go.
go to sleep.
All right. So
dollar bills jumping over his head.
Little insomnia helped him out, huh?
Exactly.
All right. Boy, what's Thunder Valley? Boy, last couple of weeks is
Constant.
churning it out.
Yep.
All right.
That's it for the casino jackpots. We're in our lottery segment, and we're going down to the Carolinas for both lottery stories today.
Both of them?
Yes.
Both Carolinas?
Yes.
Okay, North and South.
We've got a North Carolina education lottery.
Okay.
We've got a draw game. A $1 cash 5 ticket was bought for this story. Matter of fact, we don't see dollar tickets
That's
here
what I
in
was going to
Jersey.
say. I think the big story here, it costs $1. Right? Everything in Jersey and I think Massachusetts, certainly New York, everything is like $2 now. The cheapest you'll find is $2.
Yes, and this is another case of someone not being able to sleep.
Really?
They bought the ticket, $1 cash 5 ticket. Middle of the night, he woke up, couldn't sleep, so he checked the ticket. Found out he won $1 million, $1,022,795 jackpot.
Huh, okay.
Yes. So he couldn't go back to sleep after that.
Yeah, no, I guess he's not sleeping now.
Look, insomnia leads to big
I gotta
wins.
tell you, I'm here in New Jersey, and my cell phone is right next to my bed in the middle of the night. I never thought if I'm not sleeping, let me jump on the online casinos and check it out. But maybe I should. It sounds like insomnia is good for your bank account.
Yes.
So.
And as a matter of fact, this win on the Cash 5 was the first Cash 5 jackpot exceeding $1 million for the North Carolina Education Lottery since August of 24.
Wow, okay.
So it's been over a year since they've given out $1 million on the Cash 5 game.
Okay, I'm going to try that. Not the lottery when I'm not sleeping, but the online casinos. If I pop awake like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning and my phone is right next to me, maybe I'll try something. Maybe I'll work.
Try the featured games when you do that, too, because sometimes they're set to pay out a little bit better.
Really?
Yeah, I've noticed that.
Oh, okay.
Featured games when they're...
You don't know any inside information. You're just seeing observation-wise.
Observationally, when I see
okay.
a featured game, I actually play it and try it. Usually kicks out.
Really? Okay.
And then it stops. Then
All right.
then you're done. You know, win something big, move on to the next featured game, and maybe that'll work for you.
Okay, maybe I should try the featured game thing.
Moving from North Carolina right over to South Carolina, we got the South Carolina Education Lottery. Now we have a woman who's been playing the same numbers for several months now.
Okay.
Now, they aren't
by the way,
her numbers, by the way.
When you start doing your numbers, and if you have set numbers, you kind of have to keep playing them, because the one time you don't play them, it's going to come out, and you're going to be like pulling your hair out for not doing the numbers that way.
Well, number one, they're not her numbers.
Okay. So she just...
And number two, she hasn't won on these. But she's been playing the same numbers over and over again for months. What it was, she did a quick pick.
Okay.
And instead of, going out and getting a new quick pick, she just kept playing the same numbers over and over again.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
This was the Palmetto Cash 5, another Cash 5, by the way.
All right. Okay.
And after all this time playing it over and over again, she's already finally won, and already spent some of the money too, by the way. $140,000 jackpot.
Right.
She's going to get a new car with the money she just won. But again, it's unusual to see not somebody's lucky numbers playing it over and over again. This was a quick pick.
Okay, so the state gave her numbers, right?
Yes.
So she just kept using those
So
numbers.
the state may want some money back.
That's weird. When I get a quick pick, I just get a like the lottery slip. I mean, I don't get one of those.
You bring your old lottery ticket and you tell them to play the same numbers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I never even thought of doing.
I don't know the difference between playing a quick pick over and over again versus getting a new quick pick, but
because
I guess if you like the numbers,
a lot of people have that that card that you fill out and you just keep using that card. I mean,
she could have done it that way. I don't know how the Palmetto Cash 5 is played.
Okay.
You can either go in for a quick pick, or you could probably fill it out yourself. So maybe since it was a quick pick here, she actually just told the cashier do a quick pick and kept handing over the ticket.
Oh, okay.
Because that's happened to me a couple times. When I go in to hand in a ticket, they said, you want to play the same numbers again?
Oh, okay. I never even thought of doing that. Never even occurred to me.
I've just never seen it done with quick picks.
Okay.
But anyway, that's it for this week's Beat in the House. As always, we do $100,000 or more on the show, so congratulations to the winners we talked about. Congratulations to the winners that are out there that are under $100,000. There's a lot of them out there each and every week, so congratulations to everybody. And as always, press releases, game announcements, jackpot announcements, info@turnpikesportsradio.com. I'll be back next week with another collection of jackpots.
Well, that'll do it for us this week. We'll see you next time with House of Cards.
Across the desert plain, you build a house of cards around a lover's heart. Wild country in your head.